from the Swisscast Network.
Hi, I'm Danna Levy-Hoffman.
And I'm Megan McCrory.
Welcome to So Freaking Healthy, the podcast where women's health gets real.
Whether you're healing, thriving, or still figuring your shit out, you're in the right place. Hey there, just a reminder, this is a series of 6 episodes. You'll hear actual coaching conversations between Danna and a client. Here's what we hope you get by listening to this coaching series. We want you to see how coaching helps someone work through real health challenges. We want you to learn tools and strategies you can apply to your own health journey. We want you to understand what it's like to work with a health coach. And maybe, just maybe, you'll recognize yourself in some of these conversations. Joanna is a woman in her early 40s navigating the kind of health challenges so many of you tell us about. You'll hear Joanna's coaching journey unfold across 6 sessions. If you're just hopping into the middle of this series, check out the link in the show notes for our special playlist so you can start at the beginning of Joanna's health coaching journey. We appreciate her vulnerability in sharing her story and being so open about her health struggles. Make sure you're subscribed to So Freaking Healthy in your favorite podcast app so you don't miss any of these sessions. Or you could head over to our website, sofreakinghealthy.com, and sign up for our email list to get notified when each new episode drops. All right, let's get into it.
Hi, Joanna. What is new and good?
Not too much. How about you?
I'm okay. I'm excited for our last call. I want to hear how things have been developing or not developing and how I can help on this last call before we bid farewell.
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe. It's been a really great run. In the meantime, you probably saw my grimace when you asked how things were going.
Yeah.
It's been a rough, I guess, month since we last talked. Yeah, and so I just kind of feel like I fell completely off the wagon. And that would be our last call. I really wanted to talk with you about ways to make everything that I've learned stick when it's hard. You know, we had travel, we had illness, we had the holiday season. Now, of course, it's the beginning of December. I feel like all of that stuff is coming even more intensively over the next month. And yeah, I did manage to, make it to Pilates a couple of times. I was doing my strength training, so that's been good. But on the eating, the nutrition part, I've really slipped. And now, I don't know if it's related to that or if I'm just getting sick, but I'm so exhausted again. And I was feeling like I had so much energy. So I need to get back to that because I really noticed the difference now. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm bringing today. How do I make it stick when things are hard?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's so funny to me because that's literally when I I always hope that it is not the case, but usually around the 3-month mark, people are like, what has been happening? I don't know. I've been doing so well. So just all of that to say, you're not alone. This is a very normal kind of wave that we go through as humans. We feel great, things are going well, and then something happens. As you say, is it vacation, if it's birthdays, if it's illnesses, if it's winter, whatever it may be, right? We always have the excuse. Summer is always, but the ice cream, and winter is always, but it's cold and I need soul food, and there's always something. So you're definitely not alone there. The real question is, how do we stick to it and how do we make sure to go back? Well, first thing I want to say is I'm really happy to hear that you have noticed a difference. I'm not happy to hear that it's back to being exhausted when you're back to not the nutrition that we discussed, let's say, that has been helping you. But in a way, I am happy about it because it shows you that it wasn't like, oh, I'm doing this because Danna told me so, but I'm doing this because my body is telling me so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is a really important thing to remember. Because when I'm not around, you still have you. You still have your body to kind of signal, oh, yep, I'm exhausted. Oh, this is why. Now I understand. So that's one thing to always kind of keep as a partner for yourself. Because, we always can make any decision We can sit there and go like, okay, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I was up all night, the kids have been sick, whatever. And I just need some soul food and I just need something to make me feel good emotionally, which is okay. But then we can take a step back and just go like, okay, but how am I going to feel afterwards? The momentary satisfaction, let's say, that we get from let's just call it processed foods to kind of categorize it, but I don't want to call it bad food. I don't want to call it anything else. So let's just call it processed food. The immediate gratification that we get, unfortunately, kicks us in the butt like 20 minutes later and onwards and for the next week. So there's always that to remember. Now, one thing that you can try to do just as a reminder, I think we discussed it very shortly, was the 5-second rule. Do you remember that? So we talked about just counting down from 5 to 1. And that trick can help in different ways. It's to give you a break, to give you a second to just breathe and not immediately react on your, I just want this pizza now and fuck the world. And just kind of go like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that really the rational and right decision for me? But I mean, and because that's the case, right? I mean, we're just kind of like, well, screw that. That's what I want right now. And that's what it's going to be, which is okay. So to also come to that understanding of going like, you know what? I counted from 5 to 1 and I did all the thinking and I did all the processing and I'm going to have that pizza now. That on its own will help you eat the pizza and process it differently than going, I fuck everything up. This is terrible. I'm a terrible human being, whatever dialogue you have in your head. Maybe you're not kicking yourself so hard, but you're like, great. And now I'm going to feel like shit tomorrow. And the thinking around, okay, you know what? It's fine. I will have that pizza and I have another chance during my next meal to make a different choice. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 brings us to react with our thinking brain, with our actual mommy brain. Right? The prefrontal cortex that makes the executive decisions, and it will always make the right decision if we just give it a chance. And then we have okay, well, I made whatever decision I made. Yeah, my executive brain decided that I will eat that pizza, and that's okay. What can I plan on for the next meal to actually kind of feel like I'm going back to it? And it really just takes that one meal where you feel like, okay, great, I did great. This next meal, I'm not gonna fuck it up again. I'm just gonna enjoy regaining my energy, regaining my brain power, sleeping better, everything that was positive about how you felt when you had the healthy food. And again, even if 3 meals in a row, your brain's like, no, we're just gonna have the crappy food, I don't care. It most likely is because you're lacking sleep. And when we're lacking sleep, we're going to make the wrong decision. We're going to eat more than we actually can eat just because that hormone in our brain is asleep. It's tired, it's exhausted, and it cannot make that decision and tell you when you're full. So we just need to kind of remember all of those little things that our body reacts to and give ourselves that grace and just be like, okay, next meal, every single meal I have a choice. With every single meal. So the fact that I, in parentheses, fucked up, right, with this meal doesn't mean that I now need to go on with those decisions. I can make a different decision in the next meal. And that pizza didn't erase everything that I've done in the last months. It did not. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with you? Or what do you, what
absolutely.
are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, every day is a new opportunity, right? To kind of start over again. And you're just taking it a bit more granularly, but like every mealtime is a new opportunity. So I do like that. I do try to incorporate that kind of thinking. Yeah. I think maybe what really kind of gets me is like lack of full planning, sort of that coming home after the long day and you're like, oh shit, like there's nothing in the fridge that I can make a healthy meal out of, and that just exhaustion. Or the time after the kids are finally in bed and you're like, oh, I've got 15 minutes before I need to go to bed and I'm just gonna eat chocolate.
Sure.
So those are the moments where I'm really feeling unsupported. And I really liked one piece of advice that you gave me kind of at the top of our sessions was to have kind of good choices available at the table. And I've really been trying to do that, like just keeping hard-boiled eggs on hand or whatever it is that I can just put out, and works for the kids as well. If they don't like whatever I've cooked, then they will also go for that. So to try to have that stuff typically on hand. But yeah, I'm just back into this. And like the meal plan was really nice, but I mean, it's so much effort to like plan a recipe and then go shop for it and then follow the recipe while you're cooking. And yeah,
Sure.
that also fell a bit by the wayside, I have to say. But yes, I like the focus on, hey, next meal is an opportunity to do better. And I will try to bring that into my day to day.
Megan, sometimes I get tired of hearing my own voice.
Yeah, I get tired of your voice too.
Rude. But you know what would be really awesome? Hearing our listeners' voices.
Yes! Hey friends, let's make Danna's dream come true. Click on the link in the show notes and leave us up to a 60-second voicemail. Saw something funny or insightful? Leave a comment or ask a question. Who knows? Maybe your voice will be heard on our next episode. Love that. Hey, you clicked play on a health podcast. That's not nothing. That's you showing up for yourself, and we're proud of you.
Okay, real talk for a second. If you've been listening to this coaching session thinking, damn, I wish someone would ask me these questions. Hi, hello. This is literally what I do. I offer 15-minute discovery calls where we figure out what's actually going on with you. Your food, your body, all of it. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a real conversation. Because here's the thing, you deserve to feel good in your own skin. So stop white-knuckling your way through another week and let's chat. Head to organolicious.ch and book your free call. Links in the show notes. Yeah, I mean, the 5-second rule it really works like magic. It's just remembering to use it.
Yeah.
It is, it's magic. It's crazy. We would sit down and you want to go to sleep and you're super tired. And as soon as I just count from 5 to 1, I somehow find that energy to get up and make that and do the right thing in a way. And if I say I'm super tired, I should go to bed, and I don't count, I usually have at least my husband around to go like, all right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So having that accountability partner at home is also quite helpful if it's something that resonates with your partner as well. But I think just to utilize the 5-second rule outside of those moments. So when you're still kind of like in the morning, when you're still focused and you're like, oh, I should, I don't know, whatever it is that you just micro decisions, right? Should I do X first or Y first? It doesn't even matter if one is better than the other. That's not even the point. The point is to try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 so that when you really need it, it's in your back pocket and you've already utilized it and you've kind of gotten accustomed to using it. I wish I could kind of like embed just that into everyone's brain because it's one of those easy tricks and literally it takes 5 seconds. So you don't even have an excuse to not do it. It's just counting in your head from 5 to 1. Like there's no reason or excuse to not do it. So I think that's one. Now, you did mention the meal planning and how difficult it is and annoying it is sometimes, but then coming home, not having those ingredients that you kind of want to put together something simple. Let's dig a little bit deeper into that one, because I think that if we find a somewhat of a solution for you, an easy, simple solution for you for that specific problem, it will ease up on you, hopefully 3 to 4 days of the week. And then those other days are just as easy as counting down from 5 to 1. And then you have those options, right?
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, what is your process in general? Do you just kind of go to the supermarket, let's say once a week, you have your kind of usual things that you grab and put in the cart, and that's kind of what you work with? Or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I generally do that. Sometimes I'll think of something that I want to cook and go and get those ingredients, but I like to have a lot of options that I can pull together a meal from that are just there.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm on top of things, then I like to do grocery orders so I don't have to go to the store.
Yeah, perfect.
I think it stresses out my husband to have like a grocery order worth of food in the house at once. Then he's like, I can't find anything. So,
Okay.
because I'll do like a bigger order, right? So because otherwise it's not really worth the delivery costs and stuff.
Sure.
But I'm not really a go to the store every day type of person. I mean, we have one luckily about 5 minutes away, so I can pick up, if we're out of milk or whatever, or I need tortillas or something, I can just go down and grab them.
Okay. And does your husband do any shopping at all, or
Yeah, a little bit.
is that not his?
He'll come
Okay.
home with random things.
Okay, so it's not
he-
necessarily that he gets what you need, it gets what he kind of feels like having at home.
Yeah, he'll do
Okay.
dinner for the little ones once a week, and then the rest of the time I cook.
Okay.
That's also
Good.
a little
So that
bit,
gives you
yeah.
kind of
I
an
mean,
idea.
I will also say
Yeah.
I have dinner burnout.
Yeah, of course.
It's just kind of a lot to pull together, 6
course.
meals a week. And if something is not planned, then his default is always, let's just go out or order delivery because I don't want to deal with dishes and I don't want to deal with the planning and we don't have anything. And I don't like that so much. I mean, it's expensive, but also you're not gonna get good food necessarily. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I try to have enough stuff on hand so that I can just whip something up quickly and avoid that. But no, it doesn't always work.
Yeah. And what about freezer space and freezer use? How are you with that in general?
I rely a lot on the freezer. I have,
Okay, good.
yeah. So usually when I'll do these grocery orders, I'll get like frozen veggies and frozen fruit. So I try to keep that stocked. I will freeze extra leftovers. I've got, I think, pumpkin soup in there now and some pulled pork and yeah, random stuff, little bits
Okay,
of things that I've saved, too many chilies or something, and
Yeah.
chop them up and save in there.
Perfect. And there's enough space in the freezer. Like you have an extra freezer space? Because, I mean, for our non-Swiss listeners, freezer space in Switzerland, it's like a shoebox.
Yeah.
So-
we've got, sort of
Okay,
like
so you do have.
a separate compartment. It's like 3 shoe boxes, but
Okay.
we
Oh, you're
have
lucky.
broken
Oh.
freezer drawers because we put too much stuff in there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's good to know that you have a little bit more than just one shoebox.
Yeah.
I always recommend getting just another freezer in Switzerland because it makes all the difference, right? But okay, I'm just trying to gather the information so that I can maybe help you to come up with a good idea. So there's a couple of things there. I think that frozen vegetables, I honestly, truly believe are even better than fresh veggies. They are usually frozen within very few hours from literally being picked. So their vitamins, their mineral, like everything is great there. So what I try to do, and I was terrible at it in the past, and now I'm kind of utilizing it and I'm really enjoying it. So that's something to think about, is you can get like whatever meat is on sale, for example, and marinate it and plop it in the freezer, right? And it's as easy as the morning of, you pull it out, put it in the fridge or put it in a bowl of water or whatever it is, and forget about it. And then in the evening, you have something at hand that you can chuck in the oven, on the stove with the frozen vegetables, and that's a meal, right? Worst case, if you guys want some grain, that's the easy part, right? It's just cooking up a quick grain or pasta or whatever the kids will eat. But in general, I think that utilizing the freezer with things that are already ready, that's what I mean. So not just having, chicken breast in there, but to having chicken breast that you already marinated, put some spice on there. And so it has some flavor. It's so much more motivating to know that it's already got flavor and all you need to do is turn on the oven or put a pan on the heat. It is super helpful. So I think in those moments of like, oh, shit, what do we eat? To just pull something out, to defrost meat, if it's in a Ziploc bag and you put it in a huge, in the sink full of water, it will defrost relatively quickly. So that's kind of one idea to keep in mind. Another one is, as you've been doing, but maybe doing it in a bigger scale, is whenever you're cooking, cook double, cook more, right? Make sure that whatever you're cooking will feed you guys, not just the meal and maybe leftovers, but at least 2 meals and hopefully leftovers. And then you have that extra frozen meal waiting for you to just be like, I cannot be fucked. Here's last week's soup. Here's last month's soup, chili, whatever it is that will freeze well. So again, utilizing that freezer space and just in the morning, just being like, what is it that I can save time on tonight? Like, I know I will come home exhausted. What is it that I can pull out right now, this morning, before I leave home, that will be sitting and smiling at me as soon as I come home and open the fridge? And I know that everything is set. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's less of a meal planning per se. It's more of I will plan on making double that so that I don't need to meal plan next time.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And then also, I know that it's not the funnest thing to hear, but on weekends, what I try to do at least is plan on at least an hour to be in the kitchen and pre-prep things for the rest of the week.
Love that. Be gentle with yourself today.
Doctor's orders.
Danna, we're not doctors.
Yeah, but still.
You choose health because you deserve to feel amazing every single day. Don't your friends deserve that too? Share this episode with them.
One thing that works really well, and this is for the kids, and this is also potentially for you, but what I do for the kids is I will just buy some tortillas. We'll fry up a bunch of eggs, like scrambled eggs. I'll make whatever, beans or lentils and minced meat or chicken. And then we just take those tortillas, we smear them with, let's say, cream cheese or something, plop everything in, roll it up, freeze it. And now I have at least 12 wraps. We usually try to go through 2 of these because my kid takes it to school for lunch. But it can actually utilize us for dinner as well. So if we're like, can't be bothered, I can pull out a bunch of these wraps and we have food. We just need to heat it up. So that's another idea where you can easily make that also gluten-free and low carb. So those are different ideas on what can I do that will maybe take me an extra hour on a weekend, maybe even extra 2 hours. It doesn't actually matter, but it will then take a lot of stress off of me for the entire rest of the week.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Can I ask a really dumb question?
Always, and it's not going to be dumb, I'm sure.
How do you heat up these wraps and stuff? I don't have a microwave. So then I've looked into things like, egg bites in the muffin tin and stuff like that for easy breakfasts. But how do I make them warm? It's such a pain on the stove.
Yeah, it is. Let's say the plus is the food is ready. The minus is it's frozen. So the only thing is just to think ahead. So you need to think about the next meal when you're eating the meal before. When you're having dinner, you're like, okay, great. For breakfast, I'll pull out a few of these egg muffins. And then by tomorrow, they will be at least defrosted enough. Maybe they're not going to be fully defrosted, but they're going to be defrosted enough to put in a baking paper and in the oven or like in a thing covered with like wet. Do you know the trick of the wet baking paper? You take a baking paper and you crunch it up into a ball.
Okay.
And then you run it under water and you squeeze out the water. And now you have a steamer, a very cheap steamer. Okay. So you kind of wrap up whatever it is, the muffins or whatever, and plop them in the oven. You can put aluminum foil over that. Just don't let aluminum foil touch the actual food because that's super unhealthy. But if you have that wet baking paper that you just tuck everything in and then cover it with aluminum foil and put it in the oven, it will actually also heat up quicker because you have the steam action going as well.
Okay.
So if you remember to pull it out the night before or the morning of, even if you have some food left over that you want to rely on, you're thinking about dinner tomorrow because you're sitting at dinner and you're eating pizza because you're like, fuck, I didn't get food and now my husband wants to order in. That's when you pull out the food for the next day.
Okay.
So that utilize that energy, utilize that anger and energy into like, what is the next fucking meal? Because I don't want to eat. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Until it kind of becomes rhythmic, until it becomes just secondhand. And then you immediately think like, okay, you come home, fuck, I'll just pull something out at least for the next meal. Or I will just at least soak some brown rice so that we'll have it for tomorrow so that I can quickly make it and it doesn't take an hour to cook. I'm just so grateful that I grew up to a very Jewish Iraqi grandma and mom that just every meal we would talk about the next meal already. So for me, it's almost secondhand. I'm like, okay, what is, I need to think about the next 3 meals now. So it's easier, but I know that it is a struggle for people who maybe didn't grow up in a loony house. So it's just getting into the rhythm of it. What am I eating for the next meal? Especially if that meal is upsetting you because you didn't manage to. Great. What is the next fucking meal? I'm not doing this again.
Yeah. Channel the anger. I love it.
Exactly. Now, look, I'm crazy. And when there's a whole chicken on sale, I will buy 4 whole chickens and I stand in the kitchen for a couple of hours and I dissect that chicken and I'll put the breasts in one. I chop them up so it's easy. Put the spices, put in the Ziploc, done. I put the wings in one. I put the legs in one. I even take off the bones of the legs. It's a pain in the ass. But again, for me, it's 2 hours of the week where now I know I have chicken for a good couple of weeks in the freezer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have
Right?
that
Same
kind of
goes for
freezer
lentils.
space.
Yeah,
But
so that's
you know,
the
we can
thing,
do
you
a
know?
few. We can do a few of those. I mean, I do have a giant bag of chicken carcasses in my freezer,
There. Oh, perfect. So you
waiting
can
to
even make bone broth. That's
waiting
perfect.
to make broth. Yeah,
Bone.
yeah.
Perfect. So those are the little things that I can say. Those are quite helpful. So then when you go to the supermarket on your kind of usual run or when you order, I'm big on ordering. I think you save so much time.
Yeah.
And for a family of 5, I think it's legit to make an online order. You know it arrives. Everyone's helping to put things away, hopefully. It's my kid's job, honestly. And then you have everything. You don't need to think about it on the way back from work. You don't have to think of a carved time for it. So and this is no disrespect to your husband, but I think if he's not necessarily a big component of helping to shop and cook at home, then I don't think he gets to say if the shopping should be done online or not, because it's your job, it's your business at home. It's something that, of course, is your battle and your decision at the end of the day. But to me, I'm kind of like, look, if you're not cooking, you're not. I'm trying to make life easier and your health better. So I'm thinking of 5 people as a whole, whereas you're thinking, what's the easiest? How do I not have to wash dishes and just feed the kids? It's cool. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes we need that to balance us and be like, no, you're not standing in the kitchen now. We're ordering pizza. Cool. Yeah, we need that. But when it becomes too habitual and something that is really bothering you, obviously, then that's where you need to be like, well, I'm going to put my foot down now.
Yeah.
I'm going to order food and it's fine. And, and just really making sure that you're ordering things that you actually need and don't go to waste. And then it's not a waste of money.
Yeah.
When
yeah. No, I
it's not
have
going
to
to
say I'm
waste.
pretty good about that. I mean, I'll order like 8 kilos of fruit or whatever, but that's not the stuff that ever. No, nothing goes to waste. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the kids will just come and they just plow through the fruit basket like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, that's not the issue. I mean, I
And
think
that's
the
perfect,
issue is
yeah.
really, we have a smallish fridge, and then when it's full, you have to know where things are, and the like male refrigerator blindness is kind of a real phenomenon.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not just a fridge. It's everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, and I think that can be frustrating then when the fridge is full after we've gotten an order, and then he's like, I don't know where the jelly is. Like, it's right there in the front.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. He's not here, so he can't speak for
He can't
himself. I
defend
get that,
himself.
but he cannot defend himself, but that's good for us. And I think that I've worked with enough couples and enough people and enough men to know that, like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But at the same time, I'm like, well, you either cook more and shop more, or I'm going to do it my way. So pick your battles.
Yeah.
Pick your
Yeah.
battles, dude. Like it's just is what it is. I know that we're slowly running out of time, but how do you feel about that? Do you feel that that's something that will help you to kind of motivate and try to kind of somehow get back on that horse?
Yeah. I mean, it's motivating not just because it will help me to feel better, hopefully, but also because it just helps to make life easier. So it's a bit like 2 birds with 1 stone. I've tried food prepping before and doing the whole thing and like meal planning. And I think I just kind of went a little bit overboard because people were complaining and I don't want this and I don't want that. And I wasn't getting any input into what people did want or any help with the shopping and the prepping. And I just got resentful. But this is smaller, right? This is like just tomorrow's meal. so that it's not an issue tomorrow. And so I'll try to do that shift in my thinking to help make it a little bit easier for my future self.
Yeah, yeah. And really, even you could, in theory, do a once a week online shopping, but do it days in advance so that you know that every whatever day that you know that you will have time to prepare, if it's on the weekend or if it's a day that you're working from home or whatever it is, that you have the food there already, that you don't have to also waste time going to shop because it is fucking exhausting. To the few men who are listening to our podcast here, it's fucking exhausting to go shopping.
Yes, it is.
Come on,
it is
help out.
work.
It's work. It's work. And then you're thinking and you're trying to calculate, and is this cheaper? And is that better? And is that healthier? And you're like, oh my God. And you come out of there and you're like, I can't even think of taking stuff out of the bags right now.
Yes.
Because I'm exhausted.
Not to mention schlepping it all home.
Schlepping it all home. That's why I'm so glad that I have 2 grown boys, because I call them from the way. I'm like, you get your ass down and schlep everything up. This bag needs to go to the freezer downstairs. That stuff needs to go there, and just have fun. And so I have that off my back. Your kids are younger.
Yeah,
but
they'll help.
It will come. It will come.
You know, they're still in that phase where they're going
To a certain
through,
degree.
15 liters of milk a week. Like, it's so heavy, all of this milk, and then the apples and the
know.
5 kilo bags of apple. I mean, weightlifting, just getting all that stuff home. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
yes,
Just focus on the core muscles. Focus on the core muscles. Like, it's a form of exercise. Okay, great. So give it a try. Just really looking at your schedule and saying, great, this is where I'm plugging and physically plug into your schedule. This is my prep time. This is the time now I'm going to cook and prepare stuff. Or this is the time where I'm shopping, or this is the time where I want the shopping to arrive, things like that. Just plugging those in already motivates you to know, okay, great, I will do that. I have time for that on that day, right? And 5-second rule, I beg you.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Do it every
5-second
single
rule,
time.
yeah.
I'm like, do I want coffee or do I want tea? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Literally as stupid as that. Okay. And then you will utilize it enough to go like, do I want the apple or do I want the piece of cake? It's very easy to say, fuck it. Piece of cake, obviously piece of cake. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then that mommy voice is like, no, you actually want that apple. Like you should have that apple. So it does make life easier just by counting down from 5 to 1, I promise. It's just remembering it.
yeah.
Okay.
Great. Well, I will take that with
Okay.
me. Then,
Please do.
and thank you so much for your guidance over the past 3 months. It's been really a fun journey to learn about myself and to learn from you. So
Thank you. And it was a pleasure working with you. You have it down. It's just life that comes in the way. So
yeah.
whenever that happens, just take a big, deep breath and just be like, I can do this. It's just a little bit of a glitch on the road and I'm good. I'm getting right back on it. Even if it's a month later, even if it's 2 months later, you can do this.
All right. Thanks so much, Danna.
No problem, love. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon.
Yeah.
One more thing. If you want to hear Megan and Danna debrief after each session and talk about the coaching strategies that were being used, check out our other podcast called Becoming a Health Coach. We'll be breaking down each session over there.
Okay, we need your help with something. If this conversation landed for you, please share it. Send it to your best friend or your sister or that woman in your book club who's been struggling with the same shit. That's how we grow. You, real women, sharing real conversations. Everything we talked about today is on our website at sofreakinhealthy.com. Show notes, links, resources, it's all there. And you can even leave us a voice message. We love hearing your voices. If the show is helping you on your health journey, would you please take 2 minutes to rate and review us? It helps other women find us, and it tells us we're doing something right. If you want to go deeper with us, become a member of So Frickin' Healthy on our website. You'll get access to bonus content, our private community, and exclusive resources to support your health journey. Plus, sign up for our email list to stay in the loop and receive occasional rants about wellness culture. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Your health journey matters. Stay frickin' healthy.
This podcast is a production of the Swisscast Network, amplifying English-speaking voices in, for, and about Switzerland. Learn more at swisscast.network.